Around 20% of small businesses fail within their first year. Half won't make it to 5 years, and only 35% will make it to their 10-year anniversary. In this episode, I want to talk about failure. And because of what I was taught in corporate life, we too were very nearly one of those casualties. But I want to share what I learned from my dad, who's over 30 years in business and it's doing better than ever, but also some of the big boy companies who embrace failure into their culture. I'm Chloe Temple, the founder of Pop and The Ultimate Offsite, and in this episode I'm going to unveil the curtain and share exactly what I wish I'd known about success and failure that could have skyrocketed performance and success in my corporate career without having to leave the security of the regular paycheck. If you are a leader of a team who wants to get more out of them, if you want to achieve more out of your life and career, if perhaps you're a little afraid of failure yourself, maybe some perfectionistic tendencies, I think you'll find this one a particularly valuable episode. And now I've said it before on this channel, but the biggest regret of my career to date was an unwillingness to fail. I often joke that the job that I wish that I'd had was a sales role in a call center. Like so many jokes, this one is actually true. Imagine having to have hundreds of conversations every single day trying to sell people things they did not ring you to buy. Imagine the number of times you'd hear the word no, the frustrated people that you'd have to deal with, and the creativity you'd have to muster to get to a yes. If I look at my corporate career, like so many high achievers, the record is pretty golden. Like my school reports, I have to work pretty damn hard to find a blemish on my resume. On the surface of it, straight A's and outstanding ratings are what a lot of us aim for. But 3 years ago, when I set out to start my own business, I realised that attitude had left me far from prepared for what was to come. See, in my last role, I'd managed to negotiate 4 pay rises in 1 year. I'd also come up with an idea for a new team that after 6 months of pitching, I'd actually made a reality. I'd negotiated cost price decreases and made deals that saved the business more than £1 million. 95% of the shots I'd ever taken had hit the bullseye. Great, right? Wrong. It's the shots I never took that held the lessons that I needed to learn. The one shot from further away that might have missed the target. Entrepreneurship was an education beyond which I could have ever imagined. In the last week alone, I've faced more rejection than the first 30 years of my life combined. In the last 3 years, I've tried more things that I can possibly comprehend, 95% of which have failed to hit the target. The difference is that I've fired way more shots. I've tested things on a much smaller scale. I've learnt more than I possibly ever could have imagined. My skin had become a bit thicker. I've picked myself up and gone again, time and time again. The problem is, though, we're not taught this. We don't, in general, celebrate failure. So fearful of failure, and so how conscious are we of how we're going to be perceived that we don't put ourselves out there. We want to be perfect, like the social media highlight reels that we're so familiar with seeing. But on a human level, we don't want perfect. We don't connect with perfect. We connect with imperfection. And on a business level, success comes from planning. In Melbourne, I attended a fuck-up night. Essentially, basically, a bunch of successful entrepreneurs and professionals gathered together to share their failures. Sat in the audience, I was gripped. I was 4,000 times more inspired by the lessons of failure than I possibly could have been around theirs of success. Never having met any of these people who were sharing their failures, I was immediately drawn to them, immediately connected. I know without doubt that you're going to trust me if I open up more about the 2 years of business that feel like a total waste than if I just keep it to myself. See, I launched thing after thing that flopped, webinars that no one showed up to, thousands and thousands of personalized messages that no one ever read. And we have come dangerously close to going bust. I'm never ever going to forget the time when my rent went up and I couldn't afford it, and I asked my accountant, can I just pay myself a little bit more? And straight face she said, Chloe, no, you actually legally can't, you are insolvent. But for me, those years were never lost. They were never wasted because I've learned. Because I learned through my failures so many super successful organizations and people too. The likes of Google, Netflix, Intel, Amazon, that's what they do. They learn. Our obsession with perfection is actually holding us back from succeeding in our careers and in our teams. It's time to turn failure on its head, and here's 5 ideas to do just that. Number 1, host an F-up event. Seriously, they're amazing. A space where people can actually share their failures, not just their successes. 2, track and celebrate failure as a team. Get inspired by the likes of Stephen Bartlett and Diary of a CEO team, who actually have a head of failure and experimentation. Number 3, experiment. Experiment on a small scale like Amazon do. Number 4, choose a growth mindset. Choose to believe that failure is good. Number 5, find the courage to step into the arena, like Brene Brown. You can't learn from the chances that you never taken. Brene Brown's leadership quote is the one that I constantly find myself most drawn to. She says that a leader is anyone who takes responsibility for finding the potential in people and processes, but also who has the courage to develop that potential. Well, leadership is a choice, not a title. And it's one that we can really support our teams to lean into. Sometimes though, that's going to take us stepping back outside of our day-to-day to actually see it clearly. That's what I call the Offsite Advantage. It's more than just a physical change of location. It's a mindset to embrace. Now, I really hope that you found this video useful. If you have, please like, subscribe, so this channel doesn't end up on a pile of other failures. And so I can continue to lean into courage and share more with you about how you can unlock the potential within yourself and your team. And I'm going to leave you with this from Brene Brown. It's about the choice to be in the arena. So with that said, see you next time.